Okay, sound, yeah, that sound as well. There's some windows about. Oh, stand up, head on. There we go. Ooh, thought I caught the cable then. Check the microphone is still in place. Seems good. Okay. Right, so the plan this evening is... I may do it, I may not do it. See how it goes. I'm going to try and finish the stairs. At least get up to the top of the cliff anyway. That's the plan. If I don't freak out and fall off or something like that. Let's just check. Okay, oh, it's almost exactly 9 o'clock, so that's good. Everything's there. Lots of lovely wood and... Whoa, that was a bit of stutter. And also, yeah, I got unprocessed wood and processed wood. So everything I need. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I feel ever so slightly unsteady moving around. That's unusual. Let's see how this goes anyway. Just before I came in, I was sat looking at valve index again and pondering the idea of maybe finally cracking and getting one. But the problem is most of the time, oh, hey Sto, hope it's going well. Glad to see we've finally decided that the name of the game is pronounced correctly by me. I was quite amused by that. It's weird actually as well. Never really thought about how I pronounce words like that. And actually once I stopped and thought about it, yeah, I suppose there is a kind of a little dip into a Y when saying a U thing. Cube. Cube. I don't quite hear it, but I recognise it. Yes, as I was saying, every time I come very close to like, yeah, do you know what, I'm going to get index. I kind of then come in and do something using the request too, and kind of realise that went okay, it worked okay. I think it's one of those things where it'd be really useful if I could actually try one just to see what difference it made. I kind of feel like it's... So many people sing the praises, either because they've spent the money they've got to feel like it's good, or, you know, more reasonably, it actually is really that good and that different, and you've got to try it really to get the feel for it. Oh, this is fine, this is fine, I'm fine up here, this is great, this is great. Right, here we go, let's go for it. I don't know that I will make it tonight, but the plan is to try. If I get very close, I'm going to keep going. It is a work night, obviously, so I'm not going to be up late or anything like that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not thinking. I wanted to actually go further. I need to just step back in my Guardian. There we go. When I'm at this kind of altitude, it always feels a bit weird walking around in my room, in my Guardian. I just feel like I'm in greater danger. You said your son has an index. Have you ever visited him and tried out his? No, he actually lives quite a distance away from me. And what with pandemics and stuff, haven't been travelling. I actually haven't been down into England. When was I last down in England? It must be 3 years at least since I've last been down into England. That's getting low, so let's go away. Okay. This looks like you need to explore the world a bit in that one direction there to get some nicer view distance. Oh, ha ha ha. Between you and Mariella. Trying to kill me in this game. Oh, you actually meant go that way. Actually, when I was up here last night, that was all there. I don't think that is a bit of the world that hasn't generated. For a moment I thought you meant I should just walk off there. I'm fairly sure that bit of world has generated, it's just not drawing for some reason. I'll just up the draw distance in a second and see if it pops. After I step down here. Let's have a look. Weird. There was definitely something there last night. Pretty damn sure. Or the fog was thicker and I couldn't see it. Weird. I'm going to have to go back and watch now, but I was pretty damn sure there was something there last night. By the way, at some point in some stream you mentioned that you were looking at a Vive Cosmos. That's pretty much the... No, it wasn't the Cosmos. Or was it the Cosmos? I can't remember. Pretty much the worst PC VR headset that exists, so make sure not to buy that. Actually, was it the Cosmos? Okay, do you know, I've lost track of the bloody names of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing is that I've actually read interesting opinions of pretty much every headset. It's kind of got to the point where I'm not sure what I should trust about anything. Oh, come on. Oh, for goodness sake, that was bad. Let me try that again. There seems to be people say good and bad things about pretty much every damn headset. Was it the Cosmos? I think maybe it was. Whichever one they have that is PC VR and inside out tracking. Oh, why is this not... It's not dragging for some reason suddenly. That's weird. Or maybe I'm just being lazy. 2, 3, 4. But yes, I'm kind of at that point where I am properly tempted by an actual PC VR headset. But at the same time, because I have a very small play area and also don't have the ability to fix base stations and all that shit in place, and you know, I do actually do housework and dust and things like that, so stuff gets moved around. Every time I end up looking at something and going, okay, yeah, maybe I will, I kind of... Did I do that right? Yes, I did do that right. I put this headset on that I'm using now and have a good little session and find myself thinking, why do I even want to bother? Especially when you kind of hope that something new is going to be coming along. I think for the most part it's just choice paralysis. And also that thing of, if I could go, you know, over to a shop, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just come away. Ah, I need to make some more torches. If I could go to a shop and come away with a index or something like that, I probably would. I hate shipping from foreign parts. I'm waiting for stuff. If it's not drawing, it is not generated. That's so weird. I could have sworn there was something there last night. So odd. You said it was Vive headset with inside-out tracking, and yeah, it must have been Cosmos then. Yeah, I've seen so many names for so many different things. I've lost track of them. But everyone says bad things about a Vive Cosmos, basically. Chewy Archer, for example, once had the Cosmos, and he's not getting tired of talking about what junk it was. I shall definitely keep that in mind then. It was just one of those things that I actually read some reasonable reviews about it, and it seemed like one of those things that was a good compromise for PC VR, but also without having to bugger about with base stations and nonsense like that. Good. Oh, I'm so close. So close. So bloody nervous as well. It's great. Ah, why am I sinking? Don't sink. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. So cack-handed doing... Oh, look, I've done it again. Why... I am doing something wrong this evening. I'm not... I think I'm just being so tentative in my movements because I'm so high up now. Why am I so nervous? It's ridiculous. This isn't real. It doesn't exist. There isn't a massive fall in front of me. It doesn't matter how many times I tell myself that though. Ah, seriously? It's gonna... I swear, the more I play VR, the worse I'm getting with this. You know, just the kind of feeling the heights and things like that. I think it's because... Ah, no, I've done it again. I am experiencing it as reality. You know, I'm just so used to interacting with this space in front of me that I just take it as real. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It's also terrifying. By the way, have you noticed the performance decrease from having the terrain LOD at ultra? I think you should be able to always keep it at ultra without having a negative impact on performance. You may remember a long time ago, we were investigating some little stutters I was getting and things like that, if I recall correctly. And turning down the LOD was one of the things that we tried and seemed to have a positive impact. Because the thing is I do also notice that when I have the LOD turned up, yeah, I can hear my fan going more and stuff like that. And for most of the time, I can't see that. Oh, I'm not looking in the distance. So I don't really see much point in having it turned up, because what I'm doing is generally in front of me. So I tend to just turn it up briefly when I'm actually wanting to appreciate the view and things like that. I've definitely noticed that since I've been running on, you know, these kinds of settings, not a terribly huge draw distance and you know, normal LOD, on the whole, my experience in here has been seamless. I get the odd little bit of, the odd lag, the odd lag spike here and there. Normally a wee bit of it when I first start up, when I come in. Snow as well, it's one of the reasons why I've kind of turned snow off. I tended to find that snow really slowed things down. Also sort of made it hard to build and things like that, and I come in not to be hampered, I come in to have fun building. So my experience in the game has been vastly improved by turning snow off as well, I found. Rain seems okay. I'm not sure I could bring myself to turn off rain, because I really like the look of it. I love the little splashes that you get on surfaces and stuff like that. In a few days, update 50 will come out, and then you'll also have all the nice new optimizations that are currently in the beta. I fixed a lot of small stutters when walking around in there. I'll look forward to that. I'll try and remember to make a point of just going on a bit of a tour. Turn up the draw distance, turn up the WOD, stuff like that, see how it feels. That'd be really cool. For anyone who may be watching this or may stumble on this at some point in the future, I think it's a thing definitely to say in favour of this game and in favour of this wonderful individual here, but Stone is always working away on it. There's always stuff going on in the beta channel. Constant improvements and tweaks and things. Is that out? I think that's out. Yeah, it's out. Which is definitely one of the reasons why... where did I put that crystal? There we go. One of the reasons why I'm more than... I know it's a small amount, but I'm more than happy to pay into the Patreon. Just because... yeah, with a lot of things it makes sense. You kind of go, I bought the game. I have the game. But I get so much fun out of this, and it's such a important part of my week. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a thing I do to relax. It's a thing I do to have fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a thing I do to chill out and kind of feel a bit creative in a different way in evenings. 1, 2, 3, 4. That yeah, $5 a month. Like that's a coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe a coffee and a biscuit. Okay, maybe a coffee and 2 biscuits, but still. It means I'm not eating a biscuit, right? There we go. So yes, what I'm saying is, for anyone who may watch this and may be thinking about getting this and stuff like that, you totally get your money's worth, because it's always been improved. And if you stream it, if you're really lucky, sometimes you get the dev comes and trolls you about jumping off things and stuff. By the way, hey Benji, I hope things are going well. It is good to see you again. I hope life is treating you well. So very close, so very close. What am I doing? I keep getting a bit of momentum up, and then suddenly I just get completely flummoxed about what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. Because the problem with walking over there to generate more world is uses up more drive space. I mean, I might get over there eventually. You know, gotta be frugal. One little thing I do regret about this machine is I haven't bought a Windows machine in a long time. I had a couple of Windows laptops, both kind of game capable laptops over the last decade, game capable for their time. But Windows machines have never been a thing I've gone buying for myself. Be more of a Linux and a Mac kind of person, just because of the software development I do and kinds of things I like doing for fun anyway. Let's put some more torches out. But yeah, when I bought this as a gaming machine, it's sat next to the TV, plugged into the TV for gaming. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of didn't have a sense of how much storage I'd want or need. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I kind of looked at it and thought, when I looked at the listing when I bought it, it was like, that looks like it's going to be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. But also had no sense of how much space I'd want for the kinds of games I'd want to be installing and playing and things. I do wish I'd got like at least double the storage, really. But at the same time, when I bought this, I had ridiculously slow internet. As I've said so many times before, it was like 5 down and 0.3 up kind of internet. So it was more of a hassle then, whereas now, I can, if I need to free up some space, just like dump a few games out of my Steam library, actually uninstall them kind of thing. And then when I want to play them again, just like install them, and often, it's a minute to install kind of thing now. I've got nicely fast internet. 2, 3, 4. And there's cloud gaming as well. I've done some stuff with cloud gaming. That works really well. Kind of at that point now where it's like, why would I aside from VR stuff, oh for goodness sake, aside from VR stuff, where I guess it makes sense to still have it local. Play some stuff cloud gaming, and I can't tell the bloody difference. It's more than fine. The higher your builds become, the more important it basically is to explore enough terrain around you for everything to look pretty. Luckily SSDs are super cheap, so you can easily and cheaply put a bigger one in. Ha ha, me do hardware. Ha 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 ha. Stone, computers work on magic smoke. It's a box with magic shit inside. Me open a computer. Oh, for flip's sake, I put the wrong thing on there. What's that all about? That's not going to do it. For goodness sake. There you go. It's your fault. Get me thinking about actually opening a computer. Goodness gracious. There we go. But yes, I am lucky that I do know a couple of people who not quite so inept at dealing with this hardware. Hardware is just that stuff that I make do cool things with my software. There we go. Ah, I've run out. Oh, I have. Ah, crap, I'm gonna have to go down and get some more. I think I'm all out of wood now as well. Oh, it's so far down. This takes bloody ages to get down now. I was most annoyed at work this week where in a official work communication I got lumped in with IT. Was not happy about it. I mean, nothing against IT. The IT folk are lovely, but I'm not IT. I'm a developer. There's a difference. Oh god, this is taking ages. Yeah, I always found the hardware side almost the same interesting as the software side. I just can't stand hardware. Hardware just leaves me so... Ugh. I just can't get interested in it at all. It doesn't help that I'm not a practically minded person. You know, never ever give me a screwdriver, never give me a hammer, never give me anything like that. I got no interest, I got no aptitude for it. Yeah. Hardware stuff I buy, stuff I make, dance, and stuff I'll actually quite happily pay someone else to deal with. Whoa, nearly went over the edge. Oh, wow. Which I suppose is a good thing, you know, because like that means people who are into hardware can there's more hardware to have fun with, right? There we go. Oh god, I feel so dizzy coming down there now. That's just ridiculous how high that is. Oh god, it's just so high. Oh, I'm so close now. So close. So very close. I'm really quite chuffed with that. Really quite chuffed with that. I don't know what purpose it serves, but I'm chuffed that I made it. Part of the reason why I live, is that like C/C++ so much is exactly because it's close to the hardware. I really like programming with having in mind the specific architecture I program for and optimize for that. I mean, I get what you mean, but I mean, you know, you won't ever see me saying I'm a fan of C++. I don't like C++ much. I mean, I've worked with it on and off since the early 90s, but C I absolutely love, and will write stuff in C for the raw speed on the servers at work and stuff like that. But I've never really thought about it as being a close to the hardware thing. But I don't see that as being a hardware thing anyway. I see machines as being different from hardware, if that makes sense. You know, when I say hardware, I'm talking, right, I don't have any wood. I'm going to have to go chop some trees down. But yeah, I don't care what's physically inside the box, and I don't care to know what's physically inside the box. What's virtually inside the box, I care about that. I've often had fun writing some code in C and then optimizing it and stuff like that. That's fun. I get that. Right, I want a good few dark trees that are all together. Probably that down here actually. But yeah, when it comes to faffing about with actual hardware, nah, not for me. Yeah, I absolutely get why people would enjoy it. You know, I can see the fun there must be to have when it comes to building your own gaming rig and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, I can see it. It just leaves me cold. I prefer building virtual stuff. Give me some prims in Second Life, or cubes in Cube, or copy of Emacs in any language I fancy. That's where I have my fun. Right, let's go find some dark trees that are close to other trees so I don't feel like I'm heavily deforesting my area. Whoa, come back. Yay! Oh, a whole bunch of it's fallen down there, isn't it? Oh, that was the smallest sliver. That was awesome. Come back here. Come back here. Wow, that looked like it had real drag on the ground then. Actually, saying that, you know, when it comes to, you know, I was saying about not being practical or whatever. As I said before, the one exception I ever found to that was actually making my own arrows. I used to love making my own arrows back when I did archery. That was fun. It was about the most practical thing I've ever really done. No, other than that, I'd sooner live in a copy of Emacs or these days in a VR headset. That's where I'm comfy. Right, how are we doing? Gonna need a wee bit more than that. Let's go find another. Oh, hello. Let's go find another video. Do you know, I thought there was some more kicking about. It seemed like too easy. I do wish I could pick these up and move them so they're easier to cut. It's not gonna... Come on, go on. There we go. Sure, oh, there it is. It's camouflage. Get here, you bugger. I like C a lot, but don't like C++. I like that C++ allows you to use everything of C with some nice convenience features on top when needed, but can also just write C code in C++. Yeah, I just... this goes back years and years and years and years. Yeah, kind of to all the fun little flame wars about this stuff on Usenet back in the 90s and things, but there's just some, it's hard to actually explain what it is, but there's just, C++ has always just seemed like a really good language spoilt. That's not to judge anyone else's taste. I completely get it. But, you know, I've just never really felt that C++, and you know, I've written plenty of C++ back in the day. Oh, for goodness sake, come on. There we go. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel like an elegant language. And I really like elegant languages. And for the most part, the kinds of things that I would end up using C++ for, yeah, I've you know, ended up realizing that I can do a lot, pretty much everything, probably more elegantly, and also enjoy the experience more using, say, Common Lisp, for example, and get almost exactly the same speed. So that's where I've always tended to go, that way. There we go. Come here. I mean, I'll admit it's at least a decade since I last wrote any C++ in anger. But yeah, I just never found it. It just never did it for me. You know, I mean, I'm sure you get it as well. Some languages just speak to you. You know, they have an elegance that matches the way you view code. And C I always really liked. C++ just never did it to me. It never really sang to me. But I've always tended to fall down on the Lisp side of things. Anyway, do I need to make? No, I should be alright for that. And so, yeah, you know, vast majority of stuff I do at the moment is Python and JavaScript, and when I want to go for the raw speed stuff, I go for C, just because I enjoy it so much. Hello, birds. Come back. Come on perch on here. Come on, perch. That's not what I wanted. Can you shoot the birds? Can you shoot the birds? I wish you could shoot birds. Like, if I gave you some nice API for cyubeVR to play with, in practice it doesn't really matter if the code you write is C or C++. Oh yeah, you know, that I get. I still do hope, though, in the future you will consider adding a completely batteries included scripting language where people don't have to install IDEs and all that sort of stuff. That would be super cool. Don't know why that looked wrong for a moment. My brain didn't quite process the flow of the wall. I do like little domain-specific languages. They're always such fun. I love learning them. Hello, birds. I just feel they look sort of seagull-like in some way. Right, here we go. Oh, I don't like how high this is. Why did I build this so high? Also, why didn't I pick up some more crystals? I mean, aside from the fact that I'm a bloody idiot. There we go. Oh, it looked like I was going to run out for some reason then. I couldn't see one of the blocks, one of the ghost blocks. No, I still want that. There we go. But yeah, you know, I've written lots of C and C++ over the last, how many years? 30 years. And you know, I don't have anything against the language. It's just if I've got a compiler to hand that I can write C code or C++ code, generally the kind of problem I'm solving that would really require C++ rather than C. Generally the kind of problem I'm solving that would get the best out of C++. Oh, something's gone wrong here. Oh, for goodness sake. I completely screwed that up. Completely screwed that up. I can tell I'm getting nervous getting near the top. Oh god, here we go. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. But yeah, the kinds of problems that I'd be solving where the plus parts of C++ would be a benefit. Don't need the raw speed anyway. So I'd end up using something different. Or if I do want all those extra bells and whistles and I want raw speed, I'd probably actually be tempted to break out Common Lisp. There we go. Not to mention the fact that, you know, so much stuff these days doesn't really need the raw speed. Right, let's tidy a bit of this up. There we go. I am so bloody nervous. This is great. Oh, I'm so close now. I'm so close. I'm trying to decide actually. No, I need to go one more turn, I think, to make it up there properly. I may end up actually being slightly higher than the top. Maybe. When looking at the other popular voxel game, their modding basically means having to write Java code, so that's not any less complex than having to write C++ code, I'd say. I'd agree with that, but I'd also actually yeah, very much say that modding is not the same as scripting. I'd say they're very, very different problem domains. It's kind of the difference between I'm doing it again, I'm doing it again. Let's just move that over there. There we go. I've done it again. Why have I done it again? I'm really, 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 really not paying attention now. Until my brain isn't quite... for goodness sake. Move you up. Move you up. Yeah, I know I can make processed wood. Look how much processed wood I've got, bloody hint. But yeah, I kind of feel that what would be the best way of describing it? Scripting a game is a game feature. It's a selling point of the game. It's a thing where it would be something you'd list as a feature that people could come in and write little domain specific language code that makes the blocks do things and stuff like that. Modding, I suppose, would be a thing that the serious hobbyist would do to, I could see a modder adding scripting, if that makes sense. Right, let's do this right this time. Yes, there we go. Right, I definitely want to go at one more. I also feel like having a little language in it for mucking with the blocks and things. Makes for quite an educational environment for folk as well. I mean, this isn't me advocating for it. I absolutely hasten to add this. Hasten to add. Is just, because you happen to actually ask about virtual world scripting and everything the other day, because obviously I've spoken plenty in the past about scripting in Second Life and stuff like that. It's one of those things that I actually really, really like as a subject. And so just kind of like waffling on about and pondering. I mean, the thing is, ultimately, if I was to do anything with it in this, it wouldn't really matter to me either way. I'm so comfortable with so many different programming languages and have used so many over the last... How long have I been programming? Started programming when I was like 13. Yeah, so basically 41 years. I've used many languages over that time. So yeah, I'm kind of comfortable with whatever. But it's also one of the reasons why I love kind of being greeted with a new domain-specific language that lets me muck about with stuff. Oh, yeah, interesting distinction. Presumably, sorry, I realise I'm kind of concentrating on this and not concentrating on chat and things, but I'm terrified about falling to my doom. But yeah, I think that, that's the difference, is a modder could add scripting, whereas a scripting's a consumer feature kind of thing. yeah, I can, you know, the scope. I mean, you realise and recognise that there'll be people who have got into programming because they were first mucking about with scriptable things or whatever in other games. I mean, you know, my son, you know, he's doing a computer science degree now and all that kind of stuff. He's been programming for quite a few years now, but I introduced him to a few different things. I never encouraged him to go into programming. You know, I never went out of my way to encourage him to do it as a thing. And yeah, I showed him a few different languages and helped him when he was getting to grips with various things at school and stuff like that. But you know, if I think back and look, I'd say, you know, he probably learnt more about the core concepts of coding by building shit with redstone in Minecraft than anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that really grounded him in some of the basic concepts and stuff like that, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if he didn't realise it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's another reason why I do like, you know, I'm always so overjoyed by seeing these little domain-specific languages and things like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because they kind of instill a programmer way of thinking in people by stealth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And indeed, it stops people. I think it helps stop some people magic programming, and I'm sure you've come across this kind of thing where, you know, you'll get people 1, 2, 3, 4 who code in a way that it's like they've learnt spells from a spell book, and they just, you know, say the spells and it makes stuff work without any real understanding. Whereas I do tend to feel that when they've got a stake in something, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, those little languages in games and stuff like that can really kick people off in an interesting direction. So yeah, again, you know, that's not me advocating for anything. That's just like, it's one of the things that I really like about it, and why I'm always delighted when I see new little domain-specific languages kicking about. Oh my god, this is so high. The desert's over there somewhere. You'll probably see the desert from up here. Let's just step back down here and take a moment to appreciate the sunrise. Okay, hasn't loaded that bit, but let's pretend that's there. This game is so fucking cool. Hello, lone tree floating in the sky. I might come over and see you later. There are definitely games that are more something than this. You know, I kind of, I think one of my greatest VR moments of late was playing through Half-Life Alyx and stuff like that. You know, I hope nobody would be offended if I was to say that, you know, Half-Life Alyx is a thing in its own place and all that kind of stuff. But no game I've played in VR yet quite makes me want to just kind of do aimless stuff like building this and just stop and enjoy how it looks. It's great. Just great. Right, okay. Let's stop procrastinating. Basically just being pathetic and scripting something cool in cyubeVR might be a same interesting introduction to people who have never programmed before as doing it in LUA, I think. Yeah, but there's the friction thing, I think. It doesn't make a big difference if the first thing someone... Again, you won't get any argument from me whatsoever on that point. I think there's just, there's something about... I like seeing domain-specific languages and stuff. It's always fun. And again, I'm going to stress this isn't me advocating for it. Far from it. This isn't me going, oh, Cube really should have... Oh no, I've run out again. I thought I was going to have enough. Okay. I did say I was going to make it. And this is it. This is the top, for pity's sake. But at the same time, I do strongly believe that, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're going to do it in a way that people are not going to need to fuss about memory management and stuff like that. But, I feel if you don't have to install an IDE and you don't have to install a compiler and blah, 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 and you don't have to be worrying about memory management and all that kind of stuff and everything, it makes it a bit more frictionless, I feel. But, I get why you'd want to do it the way you want to do it. And again, from my point of view, it doesn't matter to me because I'll be just as comfortable doing it in C as anything else. In fact, if anything, the greatest source of friction for me would be needing to bugger about installing Visual Studio, because I'm wholly opposed to it, but I kind of don't want to sully my gaming machine with development tools, which is also, one of the things that I like about stuff where you can, it's got it's batteries included. I like that when it comes to games. Oh, getting dizzy again. Let's just take a moment. I need to stop just staring down. What I really, really, really want, the thing I want most, this isn't me going, oh, Cube should have this, but this is my long-term, if I ever come across this, that's probably going to be me sold, but I want to, I don't know how well it would work yet, but I want to code in VR. I want to be able to do it like I do it in Second Life, where I kind of throw out an object, open up its context menu, say create a new script, and just start making it do stuff there live. When I finally come across that in VR, I'm going to be so sucked in. I mean, basically I want Second Life, but with VR headset. Yay! Oh, that's interesting. I noticed that last night. That little... Yeah, it's actually survived a reload. Isn't that weird? Huh. Oh. Oh. And... Ah. It's not letting me dig it up. That's strange. Really? Huh, but let me dig that. Isn't that weird? That's so weird. I do love it when you get that weird sort of... Gives it a real holodeck vibe. You know, suddenly you realise it's a virtual world. I've lost my tree. There it is. I think for Anyway, someone would install a code editor like VS Code or Sublime or Notepad++, so they'd still have to install something, same as if they install Visual Studio for C. True, it's definitely true. God forbid they'd use Notepad or something like that for it. Oh, no haptic feedback. That was interesting. Second time I've had that happen in the last few days. When hitting a piece of wood on an angle, no haptic feedback. Yeah, you're right. There's either you include, you know, you develop your own editor or include some kind of editor or something like that. Or there's a bit of friction there. Because there is a bit of a difference between installing Visual Studio versus Notepad++ or something like that, I guess. I mean, yeah, again, I can only stress, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do come up with. It'll be fun to play with. I just need to see how big Visual Studio is these days and decide whether I want... Yeah! Visual Studio on my gaming machine. Ew. Oh, where did you go? Come back. Come back. I think in part I'm kind of my view of things in Visual Studio is a little bit tainted because I mean I used to use it years ago. I can't remember how long now, but it always felt like every machine I ever installed it on ended up just being slow and felt like I had crud installed. There's just something about it, Visual Studio and all the stuff that went with it always felt like it just kind of infected the machine, and that was it. Yeah. It's always so much fun, that. So much fun. Right. Go. I mean, obviously there's... it's quite simple really, isn't it? I should just learn to mod the damn game. And then... it's got so dark. and then do a Lispy scripting language for it. If there's any more wood around here, I can't see it. I suppose I could put a torch out. Did I leave any wood? Don't think I did. Nope. What time is it? Oh wow. It's nice flying by. I think typing code VR would be fun. Virtual VR keyboard is very slow. How would you imagine that working without being super slow? Well, that's the kind of $1 million question, isn't it? That's the thing that I don't know how you solve. That's the bit I don't quite know yet. I mean, weirdly, this is where something like the Quest actually has the edge, just because it's got the full hand tracking and stuff like that, and also supports physical keyboards if you're so inclined. Yeah, it can bring a couple of physical keyboards into VR, which isn't necessarily practical. I have buggered about a little bit with typing on a virtual keyboard. And yeah, I wouldn't want to code too much that way, at least not in the incarnations I've seen at the moment. But it doesn't stop me wishing. I'd love a future where, supposedly, ideally would be. This takes me back to Half-Life Alyx again. Probably one of the most astonishing moments I had, which really opened my senses in general, I suppose, to what folk can do in VR, was when, right at the start, when you're encouraged to pick the pen up and draw on the window. And it kind of broke my brain a little bit when I picked up the pen and put it to the window, and they did something with the haptic feedback, even with just a Quest controller. They did something with the haptic feedback, and I could feel the glass. And the thing of seeing my hand, my Alex's hand, stop and press against the glass, and feeling resistance being done by the haptic feedback. I felt the glass, and I could draw on it because I could feel it. I was leaning on the glass. The pen, I was physically holding a pen and physically pressing it against the glass that had physical, what's the word I'm looking for? Resistance to me pressing on it and stuff like that. And I believed it. All my senses believed what I was sensing. And that just probably one of my absolute favourite things in Half-Life Alyx. So yeah, I can imagine a future where you don't have to bugger about with controllers and things like that, although not having a controller presumably has its other issues, because how would I use the thumbsticks that I'm using now to move about and stuff like that? Or how would I move about without thumbsticks and so on? But the idea of having some kind of haptic feedback glove system where I can feel the virtual keyboard in front of me, I bet I could type about as fast as I type on a real keyboard with a wee bit of practice. I love that. It's one of those things that I'd so like to see. I'm going off on a massive tangent here, but it's kind of like one of those things. As I'm a wee bit older than most folk who are playing with this stuff, I know I'm not alone in my age bracket here, but when I think my son has seen VR become an accessible thing in his teenage years. the things he's going to see over the next 30 years or so as he gets towards my age, I'm so bloody envious of. I'm so envious of. And I realise that I've lived a lucky life because I've got to, I was there as the internet became accessible and all that kind of stuff, and that's been fun. But like, I've found my new thing with VR. I found the new technology that's really captured my imagination again about tech and computers in general and all that kind of stuff. And I'm so envious. Oh, look, there we go. Of folk who are young enough that they're going to get to see all the really cool stuff as it matures. So yes, I don't think there's an easy way of typing in VR. On the other hand, I suppose, and that's going off on a real tangent, maybe that's the problem. Maybe we shouldn't think about typing. Maybe there should be ways of go back to the original desires of where small talk comes from and stuff like that. And right, I'm going to head just that way. This is it now. But yeah, maybe I should be scripting it with cubes, with blocks. I could be something like, what's it called? Scratch? Squeak? Scratch? Actually, Scratch and Squeak are both things, aren't they? Yeah, kind of something like that. It could be really fun for folk to script with cubes. Oh, why didn't that work? There we go. Right, excuse me while I just do this, because I'm probably going to be very nervous while I do this. I think this is one of the things that excites me about where Cube's going to go as well, because given that modding's a thing and everything, is going to be a thing, I'm so looking forward to seeing what crazy stuff people do add. I struggle to see anything overtaking it as my come and build random shit sandbox anytime soon. Yeah, I'm actually a bit higher than I wanted to be, but we can do something with this. We can do something with this. I really need to sit down and wrap my head around VR coding. Last weekend I actually did come really close to buying a Windows laptop, kind of game capable Windows laptop, just so I could actually set up a development machine. Did that just refuse to go there? Oh no, there we go. Partly so I'd have something to put Visual Studio on without me getting annoyed at having it on my actual main gaming machine, but also partly because I wanted a development environment where I could start properly mucking about with some VR coding. What am I going to do here? At the same time, I don't really need any new projects right now. Yay, I made landfall-ish. Just want to get rid of this tree. Whoa, I nearly flinched then because I felt like it was going to fall on me. Bye-bye. I'll find you again one day. You can go down there as well. Oh no. Go on. Whoa! Look at that go. That was some fun physics. There's definitely some goat simulated physics there. But yeah, I want to do some VR stuff. Actually, have a couple of non-gaming things that I want to try. And just muck about with. I can grab this, I can have this. Oh, come here. There we go. Right, do I build... Oh, hello you. Do I build steps down here? I think yes. I'm going to go with yes. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm so nervous. I'll come back and tidy this up later. Actually, no, I should do this now. There we go. That's more like it. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? There we go. Something like that. And kind of go like that. Can I chop this without getting rid of the thing beneath me? With a nice C/C++ API, you could probably create your own in VR block scripting for cyubeVR in any form imaginable. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of what I was saying a wee bit earlier was, yeah, it could be oh, steady on, could be a thing for me to keep in mind. The thing I don't want to do with this is actually spoil the game for myself. Just in so much as there's a danger I get too into coding with it or in it, and kind of lose the whole building in it thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's definitely a thing I'm going to be watching out for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll do. at least in Second Life, I actually managed to turn it into a tidy little business. So, it was kind of fun building stuff, but also selling the stuff I built and things. So I kind of paid for the game, essentially. That became the game for me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. About equidistant though. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not finished there yet because I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do now I'm up here. And there is a thing going on where there's a little dip down there before it goes further up there. So I don't know, I might plough through there and up there and we'll see what's on the other side. But that's for another night because it's 20 past 10 and I do have a beer in the fridge. Which I fancy having. So, I realise timescales and all that kind of stuff, but do you have a rough feel for when this kind of script in C/C++ thing may surface? I mean, are we talking? I'm not like which week, but more. Are we talking sometime this year? Is the plan, or summerish, that kind of thing, or and obviously, as a fellow software developer, I'm totally not going to hold you to that. I'm just curious as to when there may be a thing to play with. Oh, oh God, do you remember when this was really high up? This is most of the way down now. Makes sense if you get too used to coding a tower spawn block that just makes a whole tower construct itself when placed. That would probably reduce motivation to manually build such a tower. Absolutely that, actually. That's the kind of definitely the thing to watch out for. Because I could see myself getting very much into that, because I like coding. I like coding for fun as well. And actually one of the things I like about Cube is it keeps me away from my keyboard in evenings. It stops me coding for fun in the evening. I like the coding I do for work anyway. And I do like to code for fun and stuff still. I do code as entertainment. I do code as learning stuff myself. I code just for enjoyment, and I could absolutely see myself going, oh, it'd be really, really cool to write something that just slaps that up in seconds, but then I wouldn't have had the experience of actually placing every single one of those damn blocks. And I wouldn't have had the terror of being all the way up there and doing all that building and sensing the height and stuff like that. So I'm going to be really careful with that, actually. I know it sounds a bit silly, but it's actually a serious consideration. I don't want to spoil the magic of Cube. Like, first thing to build would be, first thing to code would be a thing that just builds a staircase all the way from the bottom of the world all the way to the top, and then go, done it. Anyway, I look forward to mucking about with it. And I'm sure I will. Even if I have to put Visual Studio on a machine. Yeah. Right. Well, my legs are killing me. My feet have practically gone numb from, partly from being stood up for an hour or so, but also I think just tensing so much because it's terrifying on the way up there. My plan is actually to work on that C++ API quite soon after update 50 is out, so within the next few weeks. Oh, cool. Well, I'll look forward to seeing how that goes. Yeah. Damn, I'm going to have to free up some bloody space. Or actually buy that laptop I was thinking about. Funnily enough, it kind of became... it's kind of bonus time, and I got told what my bonus was today, and I was like, maybe I should actually buy that laptop. I should buy that laptop, and as luck would have it, they've sold out. I could have last weekend, I could have gone down the road and bought it, but today it's not there. They don't have it. They've sold out, which kind of solved that problem. Yeah, this isn't helping with the maybe I should get a kind of gamey capable laptop so I can code without sullying my gaming rig with coding stuff. Might yet happen. Anyway, I need a beer. I'm going to go have a beer. It's been... I think the staircase looks really nice. Yeah, once it's properly finished, I'm going to try and get a really good screenshot of it if I can. Need to pick the right lighting for it and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with it. Because it's not even quite what I envisaged in the first place. I knew I wanted to go up that cliff, but originally I kind of envisaged doing a kind of zigzag staircase up the side, kind of almost cut into the cliff. And then, I don't know, I just kind of had this moment of, I should do a kind of spiral staircase with bridging across. The bridges that I've done, I'm going to tunnel in and do some stuff in the cliffside and things like that. So yeah, I'm really quite pleased with it. So I'm definitely going to try and get a couple of decent screenshots. Anyway, it's been really fun shooting shit with you, Stone. And yeah, it's a pleasure as always. And for anyone else who's watching, this is what you get with Cube. The person behind it just turns up and waffles on with you and listens to you talk complete nonsense on the internet and is polite about it and everything. It's a great game. If you haven't got it and you've got VR, get it. Just do it, because it's just so much fun. Definitely need to be able to put plants in pots though. I want to be able to put plants in pots. I wonder if that's the thing you could do with scripting. Anyway, thanks for being here, Stone. Really enjoyed it. And if there's anyone else out there watching, thank you for watching too. And if you do happen to catch this recording at some point in the future, thank you for watching that as well. And goodbye. And sorry about the noise that's about to happen, so I take my headset off and then moan because my knees are old. Ow. Ow, ow, ow.